Welcome back to the final round of the NUS Invitationals 2022. This is a very important round because not only is it going to determine first place, it's also very crucial to the standings. As you can see, NUS Team A is leading the scene with 1 point against SUTD Team A, and with the white pieces we have Aravin from SUTD Team A, which is the second place team, and Jonathan Go from NUS Team A, which is the first place team. And so this is a team tournament. There's only 4 players in each team. So if Jonathan was to win this game, we can almost guarantee a first place finish for NUS Team A. Let's go. And so Aravin plays E4, and Jonathan plays his Sicilian, and on the second move, he plays Knight E2. Now, Knight E2 is a head scratching move because we thought that this was some weird prep or weird play that Aravin plays all the time. Then we realized that, wait a minute, this is just the accelerated dragon. So what does this mean? Does this mean that like he played knight e2 to just troll him? Because if that's the case, I'm gonna do that all the time. I'm gonna be playing knight e2 and then play d4 just to troll my opponent, like sack him up. But that's neither here nor there. We just continue the game, and so Jonathan plays d5. Now this invites a massive trade, and this one is a massive trade that both players committed to, and now basically there's only 2 rooks and a bishop, and bishops and rooks left, and all the knights and queens are gone. And what happened after castle bishop g2 is that this game is completely equal. Yeah, and b3 was being played. I'm not exactly sure what's the point of b3, but it is the engine's top move, so I'm not going to question that. And after bishop a6, bishop d4, try and trade off the strong bishop on g7. Aravin opts to take the pawn here, and this is slightly dangerous because after rook c7, you needed to play bishop b6 or bishop e3. Now, why? Because in the game he actually played bishop d4, which is his first mistake, because you allow black to stack up both rooks on a c file, and after taking the bishop, you actually lose the pawn. You lose back your pawn and your position is bad. So why is bishop e3 different? Now, actually, uh, because when you play bishop e3, after rook c8, you can play c4 to somehow still hold everything together. Because after takes, you don't have to take back. You play b4, and this is black doesn't really have an attack on the king. But then why is bishop on d4 wrong? That's because if you play c4, you actually get destroyed here. Yeah, so, because the bishop is being attacked twice. And if you play d4 for b4, for example, this is slightly more dangerous for black. Black has a bit more play here because I guess after you trade a4, c2, rook d6, somehow black has an advantage. I'm not exactly sure why. But in the game, what happened was that after this, white needed to find white played rook c1, and Jonathan played bishop d3 was actually a mistake. What Jonathan should have played was to just don't be greedy, take the pawn. But Jonathan was a bit greedy and went for this, and now this somehow has become a draw because after takes rook d1, the bishop is actually being attacked, and so there's no good way to discover attack for the rook. And if you place bishop f5, g4, and somehow it's equal after rook d2, king c1. Yeah. So, but in the game, what happened was that Arvin played bishop f1, and then Jonathan played bishop e4, attacking the rook. The rook moves, and now this discovered check is just deadly. Now black has 2 connected pass pawns running down the floor, and after a few more moves, the bishop is able to he goes up exchange, and then he pushes his second pawn, and is about to give a few more checks and promotes the queen, and now he's just upper rook in the endgame, and that's how white resigns here. And so with this win, NUS has basically, and a few other wins from other players, NUS has secured our first place status with 22.5 points. SCTD has 20 points, NP with 18, third place, NUS Team C with fourth place at 17, and SP Team A and NUS Team B, unfortunately, although they had the same score, the tie breaks were more in favor of NUS Team C. And so overall, this is a very good showing for all three NUS teams. They all finished in the top 6. And so we can take a look at individual standings. Jonathan, without a doubt, is the first place best player. He's 7 out of 7. And the second place, actually, is a tie between Eunice and Raj. And also, Raj was also from NUS Team C, but we didn't get to see him play. But they also had the same tiebreaker score. And you know what that means? Armageddon. That's right. We have one bonus episode for you guys. It's gonna be Eunice versus Raj in the Armageddon style. And yeah, I look forward to that in the next video. Goodbye.